Oh my goodness. Sometimes I feel this guy can't get a break. Alright. Well, we picked up the owner had got a shifter here. This is for the nsrt4. Little blue nightmare action going on here. Alright. So he received this shifter, basically unboxed it, brought it to me, still in the packaging. Basically took it out of the box. They had this separated for shipping, which is absolutely fine. I actually suggest that because you can actually fit it in a smaller box. I just set it together. Now, upon looking at the shifter, this little snap ring, yeah, that's not the right snap ring. That's not supposed to be there. Over here, this black sleeve is supposed to be inside of here, and the spring's supposed to be on the outside, I believe. And the spring for this, from side to side, yeah, that's not right. So that's not doing its job to recenter the shifter. So that's going to cause you shifting problems. Now, the base is actually pretty nice. Looks like this thing was powder coated black at one time. Works out pretty good. Makes it nice so it's not rusty. The handle is actually in pretty nice shape. I like how it's black. They have the aftermarket knob that you can put on it. It's actually in black, which is actually really nice also. So it also had the correct bushings. And I'm not sure why there's an extra washer in here. So this has the bushings and the washers that are supposed to be in here. So let's just double check these out of the bag. Yep, so I don't know why that one was tightened down the wrong way at one time, so was this one. But these will actually fit into your base, just like this. Okay, that's how they go in there. Raises this up because the length of the shaft on the bottom is a little longer. Alright, so if you ever need any of these and you're looking at this, that's the numbers on the bushings. I think they're Prothane bushings. You should have 4 of those. It typically comes with 4 flat washers, which these are not the OEM washers, but they will still work just fine also. Okay, so what happens is you put the washer on the top of here like this. Well, one-handed or here. Okay, it'll go on the top of there like that with the bushing underneath, and then when you nut it down, it actually holds the shifter down in place. Okay, so you need 4 of those washers. It looks like they might have actually, I don't know, doubled them up here. Yeah, they doubled up the thin ones, which, you know, doesn't hurt. And they have 1 here, so okay. I mean, that works just fine, seeing that the OEM ones aren't here. That came with the shifter when it was originally sold. But that will work. That's not a problem, okay? And we have the 4 small nuts that hold the shifter base onto here. Alright, so I'm going to grab a snap ring tool and take this apart. I don't know if you've seen the other video I did. Somebody actually tried to install one of these onto a... I mean, this here looks quite used. But I did have another one of these where they actually had it installed onto the Mopar short throw shifter base, which, yeah, that doesn't exactly work correctly. I can't believe that that transmission wasn't messed up in that car. So I'm going to grab the snap ring pliers. We're going to pull this apart. We're going to get this spring installed correctly, and we're going to replace this here with the correct clip instead of this damaged snap ring, which I got to try to get off of here. So I don't know. Let's see what happens. Because I'm sure I'm not going to be able to get this thing with this, because it is all bent in here sideways. Oh, it's just a mess. Alright, look at that. We did actually get it off. Well, we can get this thing fixed right. Pull this apart here also. I'm going to pop the handle off because it's just going to make it easier to install the shifter boot then. And And then I'll check this inside out. If it's any dirt in there, I'll clean that out, and I'll actually re-lube and re-grease this thing, because I figure I'll be doing this thing a complete rebuild. Okay, actually look, see, it does. They did have the sleeve on here, right? And that is correct. I was thinking that this was wrong, but that's correct. So that's going the right way. There is a little bit of wear onto this, because see, this should actually come up around. I think it comes around back this way. Yep. These actually spread this way, like that. And see, they want to push apart, so when you're spreading, it'll actually go. You'll see it more once I get this assembled. So I'm going to get this taken apart, and then once that's apart, I'll show you what I got going on, and then we'll get this thing assembled. Okay, so we have everything is separated now. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe everything down, get this dirt and stuff out of here, and then I'll actually come into here and throw some fresh grease into here, and then I'll throw some grease on here, and I'll get this thing assembled with a spring the right way and the correct clip, and we'll get everything tightened up and ready to be inserted into the car. So we're moments away. Like I said, I'll just clean this thing up. I'll show you quick, and then I'll show you what grease I'm using. And like I said, man, I'm really digging the black on the handle. It's really going to be a little bit different. I mean, I got the chrome and white knob in mine. So, alright, we have all of the components of the shifter apart. Everything is wiped clean, inspected for wear. And we got, well, high temp blue grease, which will work too. I have this also, which I was trying to decide if I wanted to use that. But I think I'm just going to go with the high temp grease. It should stay solid in the car, because it's not really going to, should not get to be that high temp of where it actually breaks down to a liquid in the car. So I'm going to grab some of this. Alright, and we're just gonna fill this in. If you get these new, they come with a packet of grease to do this. I'm not exactly sure what it consists of, but this is what we got here now. So even though there's some on there, I'm going to just, you know, put a nice little coat on this whole part here. Alright. Just so it's on there. Basically just adds, you know, you don't want this stuff to get dry. I've seen over years in cars, these do get dry, and they actually will make it a little, they do make it a little tighter on your shift. So like that. Right through. Up over. Alright. Alright, that goes like that. Now this gets inserted into here like this. That easy. Alright. I need to wipe this just a little bit more out right here. Okay. Now you have this piece that goes on. So just a thin coat. I mean, I actually got a little bit more here on my finger than what I needed. Just thin coating this out right like this. Okay. I'm gonna stick this on. All right. Goes down on there. Now this piece goes down on top of this, like this. Okay, that's just like a spacer sleeve. A little coat on both sides of that. Okay, because this moves up and down. Now this will go on here, like that. Actually, not quite like that. It'll actually go like this. Okay. This slides into this hole. Alright, as you're sliding it into this hole, you want to take these and separate them the opposite direction. Like this. Just a little twist. Should snap on it just a little bit firm. Alright, I just gave that a little tappy tap. Now, if you see, I'm going to try to hold this in here, but this is what the spring should do compared to what it was doing. Self-centering the shifter. Kind of hard here. Alright, there we go. See that? that's how that should work. That's beautiful, okay? I still have to install the clip on this side, but I'm going to get it installed into the base here right now because I can come back and get onto that later. All right? There we go. All right. And your 4 bolts, if they are new, if you're reusing yours, they'll let you. This is what you want to have here. All right. I'm gonna grab a socket. I'll get these completely tightened down. Where I stuck that? So here's another. Let's get this light out of the way. It makes it a little hard to see. Here's another plus. I'm assuming whoever had installed this shifter at one time. Now these factory style shifters with these bushings down here, what that is that spacer down there, okay, has a metal washer with kind of like with a spacer underneath to keep it from getting compressed too hard. And what happens is people over tighten them and it flares it out, and then it makes it so that you cannot remove the shifter from the car. So it actually turns this into a nightmare, which is what this car is. Seems to be everything that's touched was touched wrong. So we're in the process of trying to actually get the shifter out of here. The back ones actually look like they came up, but the front ones, man, they were really wanting to torque down on them. So I don't know if it was a team effort when whoever installed this shifter, or if it was done by themselves. So we're in the process of trying to get this out. Got the little pry bar action going on here. Sometimes you can get these out. Oh my gosh. Hammer. Wow.
Now it's gonna eat that fucking washer.
Yeah, well, I don't care about the washer.
There we go.
Removing a shifter should not be this hard. Alright, let's see it quick. Alright, now, just to show you right here, let's see if I can get this one out. Okay, so this is what happens when you over tighten these. If you look, it'll actually, what it does is it rolls the end of this over when you tighten it down, and it actually will flare this inside edge in, and then it catches on the threads inside there, and then they end up with, you know, what we got going on right here. You know, a nightmare. Alright, so we got the shifter assembled. The spring is in here, right? So you can see it is self-centering like it's supposed to. I had the stops backed off because I'll readjust them once it's in the car. Usually I don't like them to really even touch, but I put them there just out just a little bit. Some people say they miss when you come over, but they still do catch it. You know. So let's get this thing assembled into the car, and then we'll get it adjusted to where it needs to be. And like I said, we'll put it in, we'll put our bushings down in, and we'll get it sat down on. Alright, we have everything in. I did install the handle and made sure that the crossover adjustment was good. Like I said, everything's in here. It should spring back to center, just like that. So now we're going to get the center console installed, and I'll show you what the finished product looks like. Alright, man. Hurst knob's kind of stealthy looking. Exactly the way it should be. A little tight there on that side. But, let me see, I probably got to turn this around. There we go. These are usually pretty tight. It was the right way. Alright. Just wanted to see if it would work that way, but I had it the right way because these have a tab out the front. Definitely goes to the front. I guess I just got to get it shoved down over here a little bit farther, but man, it's pretty. Black Hurst knob in here. It's actually shinier than the rest of the interior. So, alright. We're out.